When did you realize your childhood wasn't normal? My alarm goes off at 5:47 a.m. Not for school, that's at 7:30. This one's for my sister's pills. The second alarm at 6:15 is to start breakfast before mom leaves for her shift at the hospital. Third alarm at 6:45 is to make sure my brother's homework is in his backpack because he got detention last week for forgetting it. My own homework is done well after school. That happens after 9 p.m., after my sister's bedtime story, after my brother's reading log is done, after I've packed all of our lunches for tomorrow. I'm in 6th grade. When one of the popular girls invited half our class to her pool party last month, I wasn't on the list. Not because she didn't like me, but because everyone knew I'd show up with a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old attached to my hip. Would your siblings come? They'd ask, and I'd see their faces change when I said yes. They kind of have to. Eventually, people just stopped asking me over. A new kid transferred to our school in October, right after fall break. He sat next to me in social studies and didn't know the unwritten rule yet that I wasn't really available for friendship. When he invited me to sleep over at his house that Friday, I almost laughed. He notices my hesitation and says, "My mom's ordering pizza. We got the new Spider-Man game." I asked my parents that night, expecting the usual no. Dad was working a double at the warehouse. Mom had back-to-back shifts. But then mom's phone rang and she actually smiled. "Someone's covering my Saturday shift. I'll be home." I stared at her. A whole Saturday with both parents home? That happened maybe 3 times a year. I texted him yes before they could change their minds. The entire week I kept my phone volume on max, waiting for the inevitable text. "Sorry, sweetie. Something came up. Need you home." When the day came, his mom opened the door and immediately offered me a Capri Sun and a choice between Doritos, Cheetos, or both. Both? I could pick both? At home, snacks were rationed because my sister would eat an entire box of crackers in one sitting if I wasn't watching, and my brother needed his applesauce pouches to last until Thursday. She brought us a whole bag of each and said pizza would be here in an hour. Then his little brother, maybe 6 years old, ran into the living room crying because his Lego tower fell over. I stood up automatically, that familiar tension flooding my chest, ready to fix it, mediate, prevent the meltdown. But his mom was already there, kneeling down, helping him rebuild it, her voice patient and calm. "Why don't you two go play?" she said to us. "I've got this." We went to his room and he loaded up the Spider-Man game. We played for 3 hours straight. No one interrupted us. No one needed me to reach a snack they couldn't reach, or break up a fight, or check if something was too clean or dirty. When his mom called us for dinner, the pizza had 5 different toppings. "Take whatever you want," she said. "There's plenty." I took 1 slice, then watched in disbelief as she put 2 more on my plate without me asking. I checked my phone 16 times during the movie we watched after dinner. He finally noticed during the credits. "You waiting for something?" I shrugged. "Just emergency texts." He gave me this confused look. "What kind of emergencies?" Before I could answer, the mom asked my friend to help load the dishwasher. I jumped up so fast I nearly tripped. She looked surprised, then pleased. "You don't have to, honey. You're a guest." I watched my friend and his brother get into an argument about whose turn it was to pick the next movie, actually shoving each other and laughing, their mom barely glancing over from the kitchen. I couldn't remember the last time I'd just goofed around with my siblings like that. Everything I did with them had a purpose. Keep them safe, keep them fed, keep them from bothering mom and dad. Then I realized something that made my chest hurt. I wanted to be like them. When his dad asked what chores I usually did at home, I said, "Just normal stuff," because I didn't know how to explain that I basically had a part-time job as a parent. Sunday morning, I told my parents I couldn't watch my siblings on weekday evenings anymore. I needed time for homework, for myself. Mom started listing reasons why that wouldn't work, and dad said they couldn't afford help, but I kept talking. "I'm 11. I need to be 11. Mom's face crumpled. Dad looked away. Something shifted. The next week, a classmate invited our whole lunch table to his birthday party at the arcade. When the invitation went around, I wrote my name.